Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is you're joining us from. Thank you for being on time. Thank you, thank you. I think we'll just hold on for a few more people to join. Let's see. We'll start at exactly 7:35. Yes, we'll start at exactly 7:35. How are you doing today? How are you doing? Just before before the other participants join us, how are you doing today? Olayemi Abigail, how are you doing? I'll be in the chats. I'd like to hear from you. How are you doing? How are you doing? Drop a chat in the comment section. Very well, thank you, thank you. That's good to know. That's good to know. Abigail, how are you doing? How are you doing today? I hope the fuel scarcity. So I'm guessing that everyone here is okay. So my name is Ayodele Fashui, and I'm doing this from the city of Lagos, Nigeria. And right now there's there's a whole lot going on. Hope the fuel scarcity is not reaching your area. Hope you are doing great. The queue is everywhere. It's causing traffic, like seriously, serious traffic everywhere because of fuel scarcity. We'll be fine, we'll be fine. Good evening, we'll be fine. Yes, we'll be fine. And how much is yam in your area today? Okay, the last time we bought it was 8.5. Today is 7,000. So I guess we'll be fine, we'll be fine. It's 7:35, so we'll just get on right into it. I would like to welcome you once again to the Self-Love Challenge. Thank you for joining. Thank you for taking out to do this for yourself. My name is Ayodele Fasui. So let me just do a brief introduction. My name is Ayodele Fasui, and I am co-founder of Amani Health. Amani Health is a health tech organization that educates, enlightens, and empowers individuals of all age range and backgrounds, children, teenagers, adults, and we help them prevent and also provide support for everyone going through mental health challenges so that they can become a better version of themselves. They can live a happier and more fulfilled life. So if you know anyone going through any form of mental health challenge, anyone that needs support on their life journey, at one point or the other, we would all need support on our life journey. So yes, if we know anyone like that, then Amani Health is the best place to refer them to. So we'll just get on right into it. This is supposed to take us about 30 minutes. So I'll be rounding off in about 8 o'clock thereabout, but because we're starting 7:36, so maybe 8:06. But I hope that is short, straight to the point, and very insightful. So I would like to pull up my slides. But before that, okay, please introduce yourself in the comment section, your name, where you're joining us from, and one thing that you would like to take away from this challenge, just one thing that you would like to take away from this challenge while I pull up my slides. Your name, where you're joining us from, and one thing you would like to take away from this challenge while I pull up my slides. Okay. Now what am I sharing? Okay, so that's not what I want to share. Definitely. Sorry about this. Okay, yes. Can you see my screen, please? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Abigail Olajide from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you. Hoping to learn how to love myself more. Yes, yes, yes. We'll definitely get to do that in this 5-day self-love challenge. Okay, so
Yes, I can see.
Okay, so yes, let's get on right into it. Today, we're going to be talking about nurturing self-love. Nurturing self-love, investing in your well-being for a genuine, happy life. Investing in your well-being for a genuine, happy life. So we all know that it is important for us to, invest in our well-being. It is very, very important that we get to love ourselves. And that is exactly, but so many people, when you ask, okay, how do I love myself? How do you just say self-love, 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 but what does it really mean to love yourself? That is exactly what we'll be finding out here today and also over the course of the next 5 days. So yes, please confirm that you can still see my screen. Confirm that you can still see my screen. Before I go on, please.
Yes, I can.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let's start with this quote. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Let's look at this picture. I love this picture. Like, this person is smiling to herself and just admiring herself in the mirror. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. I would like us to actually say that to ourselves right now. Me, myself, or me, Ayodele, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve my love and affection. That can actually be one of your affirmations every day. So let's talk about some self-love myths. Self-love, we all hear the word self-love, but what does it really mean? And what are the things that we've been made to believe about self-love? But before I really get into this, so over the next 5 days, we'll be talking about different aspects of self-love, different components of self-love, because there are some things that you must do. There are some certain things that you must do to be able to say that you love yourself. There are some things that must be in place for you to be able to say, yes, I am truly practicing. Okay, you can say you love yourself, but for you to be practicing self-love, there are some certain components that must be in place. And that is what we'll be doing over the next 5 days. So module 1, that is tomorrow, we'll be talking about self-discovery and self-awareness, because you cannot love who you do not know. That is simply the truth. You can't love who you don't know. And so that is why we are starting with self-discovery and self-awareness tomorrow. That's Monday. And then the next one is self-acceptance and self-compassion. On Wednesday, we'll be talking about envisioning the future, because that is a very important part of loving yourself the way that you should. You cannot say that you practice self-love if you are not looking forward to anything, really. And then on day 4, we'll be talking about a very important topic that I know that most of us can resonate with: stress management and self-care. So most times when you talk about self-love, what comes to people's mind straight is just self-care. Okay, I'll pamper myself. I'll go to the salon and do my nails. I'll engage in bubble baths and all that. Those things are great, because self-care is an important part of self-love, but that is not all there is to self-love. So on day 4, that is what we'll be talking about. And then on day 5, we're talking about happiness. We all want, when you ask all of us, I'm sure all of us on this call, when you ask us, what is the end goal really? What exactly do you want from life? I want to be happy. Let me talk for myself. Me, Ayodele, I want to be happy in this life, and we'll be, creating or learning about how we can go about that. Happiness is also a journey. It is not, okay, I am happy today, I have achieved happiness today, and that's the end. No, it's a journey that will go on for the rest of our lives. And those are the strategies that we'll be learning. So you'll be getting worksheets, and you'll also be getting a video every day that explains, short video that explains what you should be doing for the day. And please, it is important why we created, so we could have just made this like an online course, just do it at your own pace. But why we created the community is such that we can be accountable to each other. So I would also be going on this journey as well. So we are in this together. I would also be doing all of the activities myself, and we will be reporting in the community every day. It's not compulsory that you do everything, but make sure that you do something. And these are resources that you can use they are lifelong resources. So they are resources that you can use for the rest of your life, because we would continue. It's a journey, it's a marathon. It's not something that you stop and end. Yes, so back to self-love myth. There are so many things that have been made to believe about self-love, and most of those things are not true. When you ask somebody, like when you ask me, or let's ask ourselves right now, when you ask yourself, do you love yourself? Like, you don't even think about it. The answer that comes to mind is, of course I love myself. But do you really love yourself? How you know yourself is from the decisions that you make. It's from the actions that you take about yourself. And we are going to find out if we truly, truly love ourselves the way that we should in this webinar and over the course of the next 5 days. So some self-love means putting yourself first is selfish. This is definitely not true. Putting yourself last always is detrimental to your health, not just detrimental to your mental health, but even to your physical health. Because you don't think of yourself, you're always thinking about other people. And we've been made to believe that when you put yourself first, you are being selfish. That is not true. If you don't put yourself first, if you don't, and that is why we'll be going through some of those modules, self-discovery, getting to know you and your boundaries, so that you know that, okay, these are the things that I want, these are the things that I don't want. So putting yourself first is not selfish. That's one self-love myth that we've been made to believe. You must be perfect to love yourself. This is definitely not true. And some of us, or some people, grow up in environments where you have to do things in a perfect way. If it's not in this way, then you don't get any praise. You are considered not worthy. And we grow up with that mindset unconsciously. Sometimes it's even unconsciously. We don't even know why we have this particular belief. Self-discovery and self-awareness is a model that all of us must take, because it will get you to know those beliefs that you've been holding on to that are serving as a stumbling block to living your best life. So it is very important. You must not be perfect to love yourself. Everybody on this earth is imperfect. We are all working towards perfection. There's one area of your life, one area. But of course, social media is not even helping, because all of us, we put up our best foot forward. You won't see anybody coming out and say, maybe just waking up from bed and posting it. No, we all post our best pictures. So it's easy to feel like, this person's life is perfect. It's not true. Loving yourself is only valid when you achieve certain goals. These are also some beliefs that we've been made to believe while growing up. Like, okay, you must achieve something, especially, as while growing up, where if you don't get first, or you only get praise, or you only get some certain kind of love when you achieve some certain goals, that is definitely not true. Then constantly comparing yourself to others is motivating. No, this is also not true. And like I said about the thing in social media, where everybody's putting their best foot forward. So when you see somebody and you're like, this person has gone far, this person is achieving this, you don't really know the work that is going on behind. You don't really know the battles that person is fighting. So constantly, of course, comparison is, well, good, but you should be comparing yourself to your last best self. That is what should be driving you, not another person, because we are all different. The person is going, even if you are going to the same destination, you may be going there in different ways. So no two persons' paths are exactly the same. So when we constantly compare ourselves with other people, then we get depressed, we are sad, we are constantly worrying about, I've not attained this thing, oh, this person has done it. That is not good for our mental health. Sacrificing your well-being for others is noble. It is something that we've also been made to believe that you must always be sacrificing. Of course, in this world that we are, you would sacrifice. That is just how we are. Some people also sacrifice for you. Some people poured into you. Some people are pouring into you right now. Our teachers are growing up, coaches, mentors, our friends, our parents. These are the people pouring into us. So you must also do the same for other people. If you are a parent, I'm sure you are pouring into your children. So this is something that is standard. However, you should not sacrifice at the expense of your own well-being or at the expense of yourself, where you have no boundaries. You cannot say no. You're always seeking to please people. That is let me tell you a short case. I want to make this as short as possible. Oh God. Okay, so in secondary school, when in university, it started from secondary school. When people need something, and this is something that I've been through, so I can really relate with it. Because I want to help people, because I have this mindset that be kind to people, love people, give. I would give the last of my provisions. I would give the last of my pocket money, and then I'll be crying and looking for and then I'll be crying and looking for pocket money or looking for it. It's even extended to when I got to university. It's continued. People will come carry my food stuff, give me one story, but at the end of the day, I was harming myself. That is not me loving myself. Self-love can be achieved overnight. No, it is a continuous journey. Seeking constant approval from others is a sign of self-love. No, your validation must first come from yourself. That is a sign that you actually value yourself for who you are, and not relying on other people. You must always be doing something to prove your worth. That is also not true. We live in a fast-paced world where everything you must be doing, doing, doing. No, even God rested when he created the earth. So we must create space for that rest. You must be your own greatest critic. No, no. And this is what leads to negative self-talk. Oh, I'm not doing enough. Oh, will I ever achieve this? Oh, negative self-talk affects our well-being. So yes, we have gotten to the beginning of where we are going. Please, if at any point in time you want to drop a comment, something hits you, please drop an emoji in the comment section. What is self-love? Really, really, really. What is self-love? And I want to make this as interactive as possible, even though I want it to be as fast as possible. So just thinking about it, what do you think self-love is? In like 1 or 2 words in the comment section, please, before we go on. So I know that you're following, I'm not just talking to myself. In 1 or 2 words, what do you think self-love is? What do you think self-love is? In 1 or 2 words. We are in this together. I'm sure that most of these things you're already familiar with it, even though we may not be practicing it as we should, but I'm sure that most of the things that you would hear or that you've heard are things that you are already familiar with. So what is self-love? Even though you may be hearing it from a different perspective, what is self-love? In the comments, please. What do you like? Okay, if somebody mentions self-love, what comes to your mind? What comes to your mind? What comes to your mind? In literal terms, loving yes. Yes, well, okay. Loving yourself, giving words to yourself. Yes, I love that. I love that. Like giving love to yourself. I love that. What is self-love? Okay, so self-love is knowing that you have inherent worth and value. Accepting yourself, yes, that is also part of self-love. It is knowing that you have inherent worth and value and making decisions that align with that belief. What does it mean to have inherent worth and value? So I am as important as the president of Nigeria, or the president of the world, or the president of the United States. Knowing that you are having a belief, like a strong belief, a knowing that I am as important as anybody else in this world. That is self-love. And making decisions. So it's not just you knowing, but knowing is the first step. Because when you know that I'm a king, you know that kings don't do some certain things. So you will not do some certain things. There are some certain things that will not appeal to you. When you know that, when you know your worth as a person, then you will take decisions that align with that belief. It is the conscious act of valuing yourself, accepting yourself, and caring for yourself on a physical, emotional, and mental level. So it is not just, oh, I love myself. I'll buy whatever I like. I buy the best things for myself. Self-care, yes, pampering yourself. I take myself out. Great. But that is not all there is to self-love. Mentally, emotionally, physically, you must be able to take care of yourself. Mentally, what are the things that you think about? What are the thoughts that you have about yourself? That is you taking care of yourself mentally. Emotionally, how do you express your emotions? Are you one that you're always suppressing your emotions? You can't talk about it because I don't want to make this person angry. So I will not talk. I will not, let me just let peace win. If you are one of those people that let me just let peace win, you you may have work to do when it comes to loving yourself. So let me tell you a quick story. I would like to, I'll try to make it as short as possible. So in the year 2020, this is my story. In the year 2020, I felt very ill. And I did a lot of tests, like different tests, going from one place to another, going from one test place to another, from one laboratory to another. Different symptoms, like all the symptoms that you could think about in this life. Tummy ache, panic attacks, anxiety attacks, muscle pain, leg pain, bone pain, eye pain, headache that would not go, different things. And we did different tests, and the test showed that I was okay. But I knew that I was not okay. So what could be the possible cause of this? I stopped. I could not, I lost my appetite. I could not eat. And then it went on for like on and off for like 2 years, between 2020 and 2022. And then I eventually got therapy. And I realized that it was not really about the physical illness. It was mainly about my mental well-being. It just came out in the physical form. You understand? And then when we traced the roots, I realized that okay, I have been going through a lot of stress. I had a 9 to 5 at that time. I still have a 9 to 5, but anyway, I had a 9 to 5 at that time. I'd just been posted from one department to another. So I moved from the mainland to the island. Then I had a very difficult boss. Also around that time, I just started my online business. So I was combining that with my 9 to 5 job. Our children were still little, were still young. I think about 1.5 and 3 or 2 and 4 at the time. So it was a lot of work, and we didn't have any help at that time. We had gotten like 1 or 2 helps, and we just felt they are not for us. So we just agreed that we'll do what we can. But it was a lot of work. So I realized that there was no structure around my life. Like I would attend to customers 2 a.m. in the 2 a.m. in midnight. It was very stressful. And I also realized that I did a lot of negative talk. Oh, if only I had known, if only I would get another job, if only, all those things. And it eventually led to me falling ill and all that. So, but at that time, if you had asked me that, do I love myself? I would have answered you yes. But in the real sense, thinking of the decisions that I made, thinking of how I was thinking about myself, did I really love myself? No, because I was not acting in a way that showed that I love myself. I was not taking decisions that aligned with the fact that I claimed to love myself. So I'm sure that some of us are also in this position where you are doing a lot of things, pressure from here and there, pressure from parenting, pressure from work, and you don't even have time for yourself. So how do you take time to also prioritize your well-being? Because you can only give what you have. At that time when I felt ill, was I able to contribute to my family as much as I could? No, I could not. But I got to that point because I wasn't taking care of myself as I should. You know, you're saying, I want to do this, I'm doing this for my children, I'm doing this for my family, I'm doing this for my. Yes, it's great, but you must also take time for yourself, and we'll get to that. So, the danger of lack of self love, one of it is depression, which I had to go through. I went to depression, anxiety, chronic stress, burnout. Of course, it will lead to low self esteem because you don't value yourself that much. You don't think you deserve some certain things. So of course, to lead to self-esteem issues, self-criticism, you're always criticizing yourself, and that is that is lack of self-love. Unhealthy attachments, you're always seeking friendships that are not good for you, or being in relationships that are not healthy for you. But you know that you should leave this relationship. You know that you should you should not be friends with this person, but because I don't know, I don't want people to talk, or pressure from society. Maybe you're in an abusive marriage, excuse me, in an abusive marriage or an abusive relationship. I don't know what people are going to say. I don't want people to talk. I'm going to do all that I can. People pleasing. You are pleasing people at the expense of your own well-being. Codependency, attraction to toxic partners. Yes, toxic relationship, toxic friendships, because you yourself, you don't know your worth. You are not fully conscious of your value as a person. So, of course, you would be attracted to the people that you are not supposed to be attracted to. And that's why some people stay in toxic marriages, abusive marriages, which sometimes would even lead to suicide and even lead to the partner, killing them and all that. So we should be very mindful of this and seek help when we can. Weaken the immune system. This also I experienced this. Digestive issues, of course. I couldn't eat. I had serious stomach. Anything you eat, you vomit. Chronic stress, self-neglect, stunted emotional development, lack of purpose and direction. I've also mentioned that one of the modules that I'll be taking is envisioning the future, because you cannot claim to love yourself if you are not looking forward to something, because it gives you hope. It gives you envisioning the future, gives you hope. Having something you're looking forward to gives you hope. And it's very important in taking decisions that align with your mental health and how you see yourself. Inability to set boundaries. This one, so many of us are on this table. We cannot say no. This one I struggle with it. I struggle with saying no. And of course, it's a continuous journey. And that is also what led me to giving all of my food stuff out, sharing all my pocket money. As long as somebody say, "Oh, I need this," of course, you're that go-to person where everybody that needs everything in this life, they come to you. But even though you know that this particular thing, I should tell this person no, because I need this thing or I need that thing. But because You don't want the person to feel bad. You you go ahead and still say yes. Fear of taking risk. These are some other dangers of lack of self-love. Yeah, to how it affects our career and performance. Of course, you will doubt yourself. Anybody who struggles with self-love will doubt his or herself. Fear of failure. You're always procrastinating. Things that you know that you should do. You don't. You're always procrastinating. Then you should definitely check your self-love gauge, and maybe it needs a boost. Lack of motivation, feeling stuck or trapped. These are some other reasons. Inability to say no, even worse with family. Yes, that is even worse because you feel like, what will they say? How will they see me? They will see me as one wicked person. And that is one thing that we've been made to believe. That is just one culture that we've been made to believe that, if I do this thing, or if I say this, and you know that this thing does not align with your values, but you still go ahead to do it because, okay, I don't want them to talk. So it is something that we need to gradually, release ourselves from. Yes, people will talk and it's fine, but gradually we should learn to, we should definitely learn. No is a complete statement. Like, we should go in front of the mirror. I practice it, and you should practice it to, like, stay in front of the mirror and say no. Okay, so I also mentioned that there are different ways that by which you can also say no without outrightly saying no. Maybe we'll work on one resource like that and share with us. There are different ways by which you can say no without outrightly saying no. But no is also a complete statement. So if I say no, then you should take it as no. But it's something that we are still fighting for in this, especially in this part of the world. Yeah, so why self-love is crucial to your well-being. So loving yourself and setting a standard for your life is crucial to your overall well-being. It's crucial to the quality of life that you will live on this earth. It's crucial to, like it's the bedrock of every other thing that you will be able to achieve. Why is it important? It boosts our self-esteem. Yes, if you love yourself, then you have a confidence boost, you have a self-esteem boost. You can make some decisions, you can talk in some places, you can go after some projects, you can go after some goals, you can go after some dreams because you believe in yourself. Okay, even if I fail, failure is an event. We should not get ourselves attached to failure such that we now see ourselves as failure. Something happens. Okay, imagine the story of Thomas Edison. He tried the electricity that all of us enjoy today. How many times did he try it? 1,000 times, or 999 times, or 1,000 times. Assuming he failed. And people asked him, okay, so what was the question that they asked again? Like, what do you think about your failure for failing for 999 times or something like that? And he said, no, I did not fail for 999 times. I only found 999 ways not to create electricity. So somebody who tries something, it's definitely better. You going after a goal that you have set for yourself, you going after a dream is definitely better than somebody who is not trying anything. And loving yourself, having that self-worth will push you to go after some dreams that you would not ordinarily have dreamt of doing. It fosters resilience. Yes, you are able to bounce back from, like the Thomas Edison story that I just said now. You're able to bounce back from failures, from setbacks faster than somebody who has low self-worth or who does not rate themselves in any way. Because when you fail or when you experience a setback, you know that, okay, this is a setback. Does self-love mean that we should not share too much according to the story you're sharing about your school life? Okay, so yes, I will get to that. Self-love mean that you have boundaries. Okay, Fumilaya, please, I'll come back to this question. Let me just finish why self-love is crucial. Then I think this is important. I'll come back to this question. It fosters resilience. You're able to bounce back faster because you believe in yourself. You have hope that, okay, even if I experience this setback, even if I get 1,000 no's, I will eventually get yes. Somebody will eventually say yes. Somebody will eventually see my words and say yes to me. It improves mental health. Of course, it improves mental health because you see yourself in a better light. You're able to take better decisions that align with your overall well-being. You're able to practice positive self-talk. I can do this. Even though I failed at this, I will try again and I will get it. I will keep trying till I get what I want. These things improves your mental health. It enhances relationships. So you know the kind of relationships that you should involve yourself with. When you love yourself, when you have certain values, certain boundaries that you have set for yourself, it enhances the kind of relationships that you engage in because you know that this person, okay, so I want to be the president of Nigeria or the president of USA, but this person that I'm currently friends with does not value personal development, does not read, does not is not adding to me in any way, you should loving yourself or valuing yourself. You should value yourself enough to know that this person will not take me to that place that I need to go, and detach yourself from such a friend because eventually we are we are a mirror of our relationships, really. We are a mirror of the people that we surround ourselves with. Show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. So if everybody that you have surrounding you is always there to take, you are not getting anything valuable from the relationship, then you should know that I value myself enough to get correct friends. It supports your physical health. Of course, anything that supports your mental health will support your physical health because you won't fall sick like I did. It increases self-awareness. Yes, you are able to understand yourself better. You are able to understand your emotions, and that is what we'll be going to be doing tomorrow. So, make sure that you fill the worksheet because it is going to be another level of getting to know yourself because the questions are so searching. Like they will get you to really know yourself and understand. You cannot love who you don't understand. Okay, for those of us who are parents, or yes, for some of us who may be parents, or you have people that young children that you love, for you to be able to truly love that child, you must be able to understand the child. This child, oh, this is the child's love language. This way, this is the child's favorite things to do. This is the child's, if you do this, the child gets angry. So, of course, it increases self-awareness. When you understand yourself better, you're able to love yourself in a more holistic way. It promotes personal growth. That is self-explanatory because when you love yourself, when you value yourself, you definitely grow. You know your areas that you need to improve on. You know the areas that you are currently great at and the skills that you need to work on and all that. It fosters authenticity. So you don't have to pretend to be anybody. You don't have to pretend. When you value yourself and you accept yourself for who you are, you don't have to put up a different face to the world. Just be yourself and continuously work on being a better you, not comparing yourself to another person. Because, like I said earlier, your journeys are different. It enhances creativity because you're able to try new things. You're able to dream. You're able to be creative. You are not so afraid of failure that you don't try something new. And that fosters our self-worth, our self-esteem. It increases our overall happiness. Of course, all of us want to be happy. And when you love yourself, when you take care of yourself the way that you should, of course, you will be happy. So these are some of the things I'll be talking about over the course of the week. I'll just run through them. I won't be explaining this now. You will get the videos, every day. So on Monday, you get a video and a worksheet on self-discovery and self-awareness. Then on Tuesday, self-discovery is, I explained that, in the last slide. When you get to know yourself, then, and you understand yourself, then you can make better decisions. You can make better decisions that align with your overall well-being. You can know that, this is what I like. When I do this, you get to know your emotions, your desires, your motivations, what drives you. If I do this thing, I get really happy. I get this sense of fulfillment when I do this. This is you loving yourself. And self-acceptance and self-compassion, loving yourself, accepting yourself, rather, and giving yourself the kindness and the nurturing that you give to other people. But it must come from a place of first knowing yourself, understanding yourself, and then accepting yourself first and foremost for who you are. Then you can now be compassionate to yourself. Envisioning the future, this is one of my favorites because it is something that has really, really worked for me. And when I add that, challenge between 2020 and 2022, one of the things that kept me going was my vision for the future. Look, I had these dreams that I had written down. I had so many things that I wanted to do. So reading those things, constantly meditating on those things gave me hope. Like, okay, this will come to pass, and it helps you fight all those negative thoughts in your head. Stress management and self-care, like I said, this is very, very important to loving yourself, because you can't say you love yourself and you are constantly stressed, you are constantly burnt out, you are doing everything for everybody, your children, your friends, at work. But for yourself, you can't say, this is one thing that I do for myself daily to show myself that I I value myself just like I value these other people. So we're talking about that. So stress management and self-care. Then ultimately, how we can cultivate happiness in our lives, which is also the bedrock, one of the bedrocks of exhibiting self-love, one of the bedrocks of showing that you love yourself. So now let's move fast. We're already way over time. Yes, Abigail, sorry, your network is unstable. We'll definitely there will be a replay of this, so you can get to watch it later. We'll put the replay on YouTube so you can get to watch later. Fumlaya, I'm still coming back to your question. Practical tips to start loving yourself more. I love this picture. What do you feel about this picture? Like, I'm feeling like, oh, love, 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 love. I love me. I love me. Practice self-care. Yes, I said earlier, self-care is an important component of self-love. So if you want to get to love yourself more, if you want to if you want to value yourself more, if you want to see yourself as important, all those things, all those little things that you do to other people, do for yourself too. So practice self-care. Nourish your body. It's not just nourishing your body. It's not just going for new salons, having what do they call it again? Sorry. Going to salons, taking care of yourself, spa dates. It's not just that. Those things are good. Nourish your body. Eat healthy. Nourish your mind. Nourish your mind. Be careful of the things that you listen to. Be very careful of the things that you watch. The eyes and the ears are they are the inroads to the mind. So whatever you listen to, whatever you watch, these are the things that would influence your thoughts, what you think about, what you meditate on, and would eventually lead to the thoughts and actions that you take concerning yourself. Exercise, meditation. Meditation is my all-time favorite. meditate every day, even if it's for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes. So I would recommend, we can go to YouTube and just type in meditation aims or meditation. Just type in meditation. So many things will come up and you can use it to meditate. Meditation is just having this solitude with yourself and just being focused on you, being mindful of yourself and your thoughts, and just being in a place where you are devoid of any kind of distraction. And at that point, different ideas, different things drop in your mind. So meditation is an all-time favorite for me. If you're a Christian, you can download the Abide meditation app. It's available on Play Store and I think on the iStore too. Very amazing app. Positive affirmations. Speak kindly to yourself. These are some of the things that we'll be doing over the course of the next 5 days. You will look into the mirror and you will say something beautiful, something amazing about yourself. Because most times, some of us cannot even look at ourselves in the mirror because the reflection of the person you are seeing is, this person is a failure. Your mates are, your mates have gone. They have left you behind. They are still here. Yeah, those are the things that you see in the mirror. But you are going to do better. So we'll be speaking kindly to ourselves. You get to see that in the worksheet. I am enough. I am worthy. I am beautiful. And that is you showing love to yourself. Gratitude. It has been proven that practicing gratitude actually changed your brain waves. It actually changed some things in your head such that you're able to focus on the good parts. Because everybody has some part that, you know, that is great. Just that we concentrate more on the negative. So gratitude, gratitude helps you concentrate on the more beautiful part of yourself. And with that, it helps your mental well-being. It helps you fall in love with yourself and reduces self-doubt and self-criticism. Boundary setting. Yes, you must set boundaries. Like somebody mentioned, saying no, whether to family members or to friends, you must set boundaries. But it starts with knowing our own boundaries. So over the course of this next 5, we'll be setting our own. These are the things that I can take. These are the things that I cannot take. So if you know the things that you can take, the things that you will not accept, it's easier. Such way you can say no to certain things. It sounds simple, but I can tell you that it is not easy. So it is simple but not easy, but it is very, very doable. Learning to say no, avoid people pleasing, embrace imperfection, embrace all of you, like self-acceptance, embrace all of who you are. The good, the bad, the ugly, it makes up you. So accept it. When you're able to accept it, you're able to, work on the parts that you want to work on and not based on other people's validation, not based on other people's opinion, but based on the fact that, okay, yes, this is me, but I would like to get better in this. Great, but not because people are saying, do this, do this, do this. No. Then practicing self-compassion, definitely you learn to treat yourself with kindness, with patience, and to talk yourself like somebody that you love. That friend, that best friend that you like, that person that you like, or your child, how you talk to them, talk to yourself too that way. Because most of us, we are so, I should round up now at most 8:30. Okay, so focus on the present moment and let go of self-criticism. That is practicing mindfulness, and meditation also helps you with this. Take breaks. Oh, we cannot say this enough. We get to learn more about this in stress management. You must, no matter how, even if it's 10 minutes every day, find time that this time is only for me, like for me alone. You would, in 5, 10 days, you won't believe how much you would have grown, how much value you would have placed on yourself by just spending 10 minutes doing something that you love, 10 minutes on yourself. So take breaks, rest, creative expression, and engage in creative activities that bring you joy. What are those things that, some things, we'll be talking about more of this in, I think, self-discovery too. What are those things that you used to love? Is it painting? Is it drawing? Is it writing? But because now there are a lot of things that you need to do, a lot of deadlines that you need to meet. So all those things are now at the background. But doing those things actually helps you. It helps you become a better you and helps you love yourself more. Seek supportive relationships. Life is not meant to be done alone, and you must definitely have great people around you if you are going to go far. Nobody is self-made in this life. If you are going to go far, you need the right kind of people around you. But how can you get the right kind of people? By getting to know yourself and know that, okay, when you know yourself, you know that this is the kind of person that I want around me. So remember, self-love is a journey. It's okay to take it one step at a time. Start with small acts of kindness towards yourself and grow from there. Thank you so very much for being a part of this Hangout. I hope you have learned something. And this is just a reminder, this is reminding us that in the dance of life, self-love is your most faithful partner. Embrace the rhythm of each day with the melody of self-compassion. So you cannot really live the quality of life that is required if you do not love yourself. So I would like to stop sharing now. Please, do you have any questions, any contributions? So Funmilayo, I would like to come back to your question. Does self-love mean that you should not share too much according to the story you shared about your school life? So yes, this is where certain boundaries come in. I shared too much because I even shared to the point where I had nothing. So that is not being wise. That is me being people pleasing. That is me being a people pleaser, giving everything to the point where I do not have any provision. I do not have any pocket money. And when I got to university, I do not have any, I would share to the point that I don't have any food stuff. Do you think that is wise? No, I don't think so. It is just me wanting to please people, which is not right, which is against, which is not showing that I am taking actions that mean that I love myself. Because I know that I will suffer for that pocket money that I don't have. I will suffer for that food stuff that I know that I don't have, but I still went on to share it. That is definitely not wise. So yes, it's great to give, but you shouldn't do it at your own expense, at the expense of your well-being. Because at that time I had no food. That is at the expense of my well-being. So I hope I answered your question. Please drop in the comment section one thing that you learned from today's hangouts, and then we'll wrap up and meet in the community. One thing that you learned from today's hangouts. Just one thing. Let me know that I wasn't just talking to myself. Let me know that I wasn't just talking to myself. Let's round up so that I know, we have a lot. Tomorrow is Monday. I'm sure some people are going to work. You need to prepare and all that. So please, what is one thing that you learned from today's hangouts? Comments, so that we round up. Comments. And thank you everyone for joining. We do not take this for granted. Thank you for going on this journey with us. And I'm sure that by the end of these 5 days, you would have seen certain boundaries. Yes, that is important. That is an important part of self-love, setting boundaries. Setting boundaries. That is an important part. Words of affirmation to myself. Yes. And we're going to be doing a lot of it this week. Setting boundaries, saying no. Practice, look in the mirror and just say no. No, I'm sorry. I won't be able to do that. Like practice. It takes practice. Like I said, it's simple, but it's not easy. So it's a lifelong journey. It's a marathon. It's not something that is do and stop. So we get better at it every day. Setting boundaries, yes. Funmilayo says to put yourself first always. Yes, it's important to prioritize yourself in as much as you want to take cognizance of the people around you. You want to take cognizance of their needs. Do not let your own needs be the one at the bottom pot. No, no, it does not work when it comes to self-love. Like the Bible even says, the two greatest commandments, love the Lord with all your heart. And then the second commandment is what? Love your neighbor as yourself, as yourself. But most of us, we love our neighbor, but that ourselves, we forget about it. And the truth is, you cannot even love your neighbor as you should if you don't love yourself. So, and then Yemi says, thank you for this insightful session. I learned to look myself in the mirror and tell myself I deserve love as much as everybody else. This is something that I would also be doing. Like I said, we are on this journey together. Yes, this should be part of your affirmations every day. I deserve love and affection just like everybody else in the world. So thank you so much for being part of this Hangout, and then we'll see in the comment. Please drop your comments, drop your insights, comment, feedback. We would like to hear them in the community. Please, 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 please. Don't, it's not it is not just about me or about the team. This is about all of us. So please do drop your comments and feedback and your journey, when you experience something, a light bulb moment, drop it in the community so that you can also encourage other people who are on their self-love journey. And this brings us to the end of this Hangout. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll see in the community. Bye for now, and do have an amazing week. So tomorrow morning, expect the worksheets and a link to the video for the first day. Expect it in your email. We'll also be posting the link in the community, so look out for that. Bye for now.